The max cape. Many adventurers strive to obtain this cape, but only the most capable will succeed. I, on the other hand, will speedrun this cape in world record time. With all the necessary quests completed, we are moving on to the real skilling stage of the run. After hours of theory crafting the best possible route, I will use and showcase never seen before skilling methods and strategies to save as much time as possible to not only secure the world record for fastest max cape, but also the longest speedrun in the world. My name is HeyBoxjongen, and this is my grind to the fastest max cape. Recap of the last episode, to refresh your memory, since it's been a while and there is a lot to slay here. So last time we set up our block list, obtained the fire cape, then trained up our combat stats, and at the end we unlocked the bulwark. So now it's time to wreak some havoc with the bulwark and continue our goal to finish that 100 combat and start gaining those slayer levels. Alright, continuing where we left off last time with the shield of destruction still in our hands. On our way to Neve to grab a new task. Hopefully we get a Wark task, so I can show what the shield does. Trolls. Yeah, that is not a Wark task, but it's actually better at the moment, since I can train strength from now on, since my strength level is only 71. So it's lagging behind quite a bit. And if I get my strength up, my bulwark will also hit harder later on. So yeah, actually quite happy with getting Dragon Halberd tasks. And trolls are not even a bad task. I mean, 360k strength XP and 100k slayer, that's pretty good. I will be flying up in the strength levels in no time now. And with our current combat stats being 75 attack and defense and hit points, and 72 strength, we are currently 97 combat, so also very close to that 100 mark. But before we get a new task, I want to extend Dust Devil, since that is also a really good task for combat XP now. So yeah, extending those, and let's see what we get. Oh! Well, that is kind of nice. We got Dust Devils, so immediately with the extension. Dust Devils again, a great task for getting my strength XP up. And also something interesting, you can see that I'm still wearing a black mask, and normally you would want to wear a face mask or a Slayer helmet for Dust Devils, but since I'm not like directly in combat with Dust Devils, I can just like attack them with my black mask equipped and log out. And normally most people buy the Slayer helmet as their first unlock, but it's actually kind of silly to do that, since you only use it on a Dust Devil task, which is pretty uncommon to begin with from Duradel. And yeah, you only need it for Smoke Devils later on. Yeah, I guess Aberrant Spectres if you do those, but then you're probably doing something wrong anyway. So I just saved myself 400 points by not unlocking Slayer Helmet right now. And yeah, I'll probably unlock it when I get Smoke Devils at some point, but I'm not sure yet. Now on a Suka task, this task is honestly kinda mid, the XP an hour isn't great, and for some reason Neve assigns like 180 Sukas at a time, so that is not ideal, and Duradel only assigns up to 90, so I can't wait to unlock Duradel. And also I'm using the Blessed Sarah Sword as my non-spec weapon, since that one is actually pretty good, it has quite high slash bonus, and since getting a defender isn't worth it, I thought maybe this Blessed Sword would be kinda like best in slots from 75 attack to 80. Plus it looks kinda cool, and the one-way switch to my spec weapon is also kinda nice. Alright, time for a new task. But we got Bloodvelds, and I think it's about time we unlock Superiors, since one of these thick boys is worth 4.1k Slayer XP. So yeah, that is quite a bit, and we can finally use our Bulwark on this task, so let's get over to the Catacombs. But why am I hyping this shield up so much? Well, that is because of the special attack, since the special attack hits up to 10 enemies, in a 11 by 11 area around the player. And the targeted monster also gets hit twice, so with these 7 Bloodvelds here I'm always doing 8 hit splats. But Jagex thought the shield wasn't strong enough, so they made some changes to it. The shield just used to work like a normal weapon, where it would like roll the damage of your strength bonus, but then they made a change that the shield would also get extra strength bonus from your defensive gear. So it takes the average of your step, slash, crush and range defense. And yeah, you get extra max hits for bringing tanky armor. That is the reason why I bring Justy, Fury, and guardian boots over like max strength gear. And if that wasn't enough already, they also lowered the attack speeds from 7 to 5 and increased the accuracy. So yeah, the shield is even more busted now than it already was. So thank you for that, Jagex. But only using the shield in a multi-combat area kinda had its downsides as well, since sometimes I would like absolutely nuke one of the Bloodvelds and then it would already die and start like respawning. And since the respawn timer of the Bloodvelds is like so short, it would respawn while I was still speccing and then aggroing that Bloodveld and getting my account in combat, so I couldn't do the logout method anymore. So I had to switch up my strategy a little bit for the Bloodvelds. So I came up with a method where I had 2 accounts with a Lightbearer ring just standing AFK to spec transfer, and then cast 2 ice barrages, switch to my Bulwark, do 2 specs, run back and barrage the stack to death, and repeat. This actually worked really well, getting me XP rates up to like 150, 160k an hour. And when a superior would spawn, I would kill the stack, log out for a little bit, then re-lure everything with my ult, log in, tag the superior and lure it on top of the stack, so I can just barrage or bulwark like the superior plus the stack. That way it's a little bit more efficient for Slayer XP per hour. And since the superior is a 3x3 monster, it can't reach me here, so I can just log out after I killed it. The XP an hour is looking quite healthy. And this shield is also very overpowered at Dagonauts. Normally this task is like 80, 85k an hour with just a cannon and like a whip. And now with the Bulwark in like mid 70s combats, I'm already getting 300k melee XP and 120k Slayer XP per hour. So it's like 50% better just from this one shield. I was getting some help from people on stream though, but it is still viable to get 120k by yourself. And back at Bloodvelds again. And with this defense level, I am now 99.9 combat. And I need to gain 1 more attack or strength level, or 2 prayer levels. And back in episode 1, I left 3 prayer levels to gain 0 time with Slayer. And I think it might have been a little bit optimistic to gain 3 levels. I think 1 level is more than doable. So I decided to get my prayer up to reach the 100 combat and leave the 98 prayer to 99 from like the Ash Sanctifier from Slayer. So I hired a runner again and used some bones on the altar. There is 97 prayer. And 98. And now we are 100 combat, so we can finally complete the Karamya Elite Diary and the Western Province's Heart to unlock the Crystal Halberd. Yay, more diaries. They are definitely my favorite content in this game. Not. And here at Pest Control with like the most beautiful inventory of all time. And we are at Pest Control since we have to complete each of the like tiers for the diary. A beginner, novice and veteran game. So yeah, I had a couple of people help out from the chat so the games would not fail. So that was kind of nice of them. Nice, done with Pest Control. Now on to the best part of the diary. The Gnome Restaurant. Dude, this is like the most impossible content in the game. I don't think I would be able to do this like in one go if my life was depending on it. You can see just the confusion in my face trying to figure out how to use these ingredients on each other. And to top it off, I was also live, so I was embarrassing myself in front of like 400 people. And then Geno Monkey also raided me, so it got even worse. And then after I thought I had it figured out, I still had to do like all the training before I could take the job for the diary. So yeah, I wasn't really happy with this. But after some hard work and lots of cocktails later, we managed to complete the diary step. And now it's time to shoot up some chompies. And for killing the chompies, I decided to buy the Dexterous and Arcane Prayer Scroll, since I would need those for later on anyway, and the Dexterous Prayer Scroll will unlock me Rigor, which will hopefully speed up the chompy grind by a little bit. And here at the chompy killing grounds, I have my ult set up with a pot share and an inventory full of prayer pots, so I can just have my Rigor always on and just pot share when I need more prayer. At first I was planning on doing some fire making as well during the chompy kills, but that ended up not being viable. That is why I have the tinderbox and a knife log in my inventory. Already at 30 kills, which is the requirement for the easy diary, and It is efficient to complete the easy and medium first before continuing for the kill count for the hard, since from the easy you get a 25% chance of double chompy spawn, and with the medium that goes up to 50%, so definitely claim those diary rewards before you continue. So claiming the heads from Rens, and at the gnome child to claim the reward. After 1 hour and 17 minutes of chompy killing, we managed to achieve 300 kills and finishing the Western Province's hard diary. In total, it took me probably like over 2 hours, since the gnome restaurant was not going so well. And in the meantime, before buying the Crystal Halberd, I'm also finishing up the last Karamja hard and elite task that I had left, which is checking a Kalquat for the elite and getting a task from Jurdal for the hard diary. So that is the Karamja gloves 4 unlocked for the teleport straight to Jurdal, and of course I'm putting the experience on Slayer. And then we bought the Crystal Halberd, and now it's time to put this weapon to some good use. And luckily we got the perfect tasks for it, and with the Dragon Halberd I was getting around 110 to 120k maybe on a good day for the XP, and now I'm already at 145k per hour. So getting this Crystal Halberd was definitely worth it. And at the moment I am training defense, since I need to get 80 defense to unlock Torva. And then it is just 90 strength for unlocking the side, to have all the gear unlocks out of the way. And there is 80 defense. I forgot Torva to this task, so we're gonna finish it in Bandos. And Torva is also an upgrade over Justiciar for the Bulwark, since it is also very high defense and it has strength bonus. So yeah, that is very nice to get out of the way. Nearly at 80 Slayer. And at level 80 we unlock Necrials, and that's gonna be one of the best tasks in terms of combat XP. So we can finally start leveling up our strength. Let's go, level 80 Slayer. We got scammed of our chatbox message, but it's still like in the chat. Hopefully I don't have to wait too long for a Necrial task. And at 78 attack you unlock the ability to equip a Dragon Hunter lance. You also need to do the Barbarian training, at least the smithing part, since if I would do the firemaking part I would also unlock Water Fiends inside the dungeon, and that is not what I want, so I had to carefully make sure I didn't do that part. And I actually kind of knew what I was doing with this, since I had to do this on 3 of my Rune Dragon ults. So yeah, that is the Dragon Hunter lance unlocked. And I had a Baby Black Dragon task, so I decided to do it now. And the Baby Black Dragons are a pretty good task actually for points, since they are really quick. It is a little bit far to run to, but once you're there, you just like delete them in like 1.5 minutes. And I found out that if you stand over here, you can also get double hits on this dragon over here. Another little upgrade for the POH this time. Building the Ancient Altar to switch between the Ancient and Normal spellbook, since I need to be on normals for the Trollheim teleport, and you can't use that teleport with your like portal room or portal nexus for some reason, so I have to do it this way. And when getting a spiritual warrior task I have to move 6 accounts to the God Wars dungeon, which is pretty tedious, but it looks kind of funny. I wonder what people are thinking when they see like 5-6 accounts running to the God Wars dungeon all like 2 ticks apart. Finally managed to get a Necrial task, and to be honest, the Slayer XP is kind of disappointing at the moment, but the combat XP is absolutely insane. Already getting over 700k strength XP per hour at level 80 is pretty good. And the reason why the Slayer XP is so much lower than the strength is because the Necrials have an ability to spawn a dead spawn. And since my ult is like in combat for a long time, there are gonna be a lot of dead spawns like summoned by the Necrials. And depending on where and when the dead spawns spawn, they sometimes can take priority over the Necrials. And then I'm just hitting like 8 dead spawns and only 2 Necrials with my Crystal Halberd. But luckily the dead spawns also like work on a Slayer task, so I can still get like the full damage on those. And at the end of the Necrial task I gained 455k strength XP from one task, so that is quite good for my strength XP. And if I get a lot of Necrial tasks, it's not gonna take long for me to get to 90 strength. And the superiors here are actually kinda tricky to deal with, since they can actually do damage with their chaotic dead spawns that they can spawn. So what I try to do is just barrage them, that is why I'm taking a mage switch to Necrials every time. And then just try to lure all the other Necrials with my ult like on the stack, so I can also get some more Slayer XP from those. Still no uniques yet from the superiors, but hopefully we get like at least a staff soon from the superior. And I've actually been getting very lucky with the amount of necreal tasks in like the past few tasks, so yeah, the strength level is looking very good already. About to hit 89 strength, so one more for the side. And only a little bit later in the same task, I managed to get 84 Slayer. You can see it in the top right since I messed up the screen recording for this one. But 84 Slayer means we have Drakes unlocked now, so we probably have to adjust our block list very soon. And I also did unlock the Slayer helmet now, since I'm at like 1.1k points and closing in on my 150th task streak, so might as well just buy the Slayer helmet now and do a little bit more DPS with my Bulwark, since the Slayer helm has higher defense than a Black Mask. So my Bulwark will probably hit like 1 max hit higher or something. But yeah, that is the Slayer helm crafted and equipped. And only a little bit later we already got a Drake task, so that one is more common than Fire Giants from Gyrdal, so Fire Giants will be removed from the block list and Drakes will be added. And me being the good YouTuber that I am, forgetting to record level 90 strength. But that is all the melee upgrades unlocked. Since 90 strength will unlock me this scythe, and I will only use the scythe probably during Call Fights and Dark Beast, so it's not even that big of an upgrade, but it is the final one. I don't know why I'm always getting the notable Slayer levels at Dagonot, since I will just be scammed of the chatbox message, but there is 85 Slayer and Abbey Demons unlocked. It took me a while though to get some Abbey Demons assigned, since I'm almost 88 Slayer here in this clip, and this is only my second task, I think, where I got 2 whips, like 2 kills apart, and 4 superiors in one task, so that was absolutely insane. And also earlier in this task I hit a 2k XP drop with my Bulwark, but I sadly didn't record that. But yeah, absolute insane scenes in this task. But it is not possible with Abbey Demons to do the logout method, so that is why I'm using Blood Barrage with the help of my ult to lure them. And on my ult I'm splashing the Abbey Demons, since if I was using a blowpipe or another weapon and I would damage the Abbey Demons, they would be able to teleport my ult all over the place. And that is not what I want, since it's just much more comfier and more consistent to lure when you're not getting teleported all over the shop. But even if I can't do the logout method, I will still spec transfer, since all the attack XP I can get is very much needed. And on average this task is around 110 to 150k Slayer XP per hour excluding superiors. And I got 80 something k XP per hour in attack by just doing a couple bulwarks every few minutes. And another thing you can do to make this task a little bit easier for luring, since normally you would have to like run in between the tiles to stack up the Abbey Demons on your luring ult, but I just had 2 dancers set up in a specific pattern, and that saves me just like a lot of clicks, and it's very nice. And to set them up, you have to do it exactly like this. I will link this denser setup alongside a couple other ones for Slayer task in the description below. Some further changes to the block list. Since at level 87 we unlocked Cave Kraken, and that is a terrible task to do, and it's also very common from Durdal. So I decided to unblock Black Demons and put Cave Kraken on the block list. And once again I'm back at it with forgetting to record important Slayer levels. Here is 90 Slayer, and that is Dark Beast unlocked, and we get to boost for Hydras now, so we can complete the Korent and Kebos Elite Diary. Pretty much right away got a Dark Beast task, so unlocking the ring bling for the Slayer rings, since the best way to get there is to use the ring to the Mourner tunnels. And the points aren't looking that great after unlocking the Slayer ring, only 500 left. But doing Dark Beast isn't done for the XP, they're actually not that great XP an hour, but they are very quick, so they are really good to keep up your points. For the Korent and Kebos Elite Diary we needed to get a raid completion, so I asked the boys on stream to help me with this one, so we got like 16-17 people together. And I did this on my main, so you can just log out on the Speedrun account once the raid has started and just make sure you log in right before on dies to get the raid completion. And it was a huge help to my team during the Tecton fight. Definitely didn't get stuck or anything. And I even got awarded a combat achievement for that impressive kill. I also really helped my team out with the prep. And in the end we managed to get the kill. Unfortunately no purple, but I managed to get a Dark Relic, as well as the diary task completed on my Speedrun account. And the Dark Relic went on Slayer, so actually really efficient raid for me, getting 4.5k Slayer XP. Then I had to catch and cook an anglerfish and slay a Hydra to complete the Korent and Kebos Elite Diary. And that gives us the Rada's Blessing 4 and a XP lamp. Of course, that's going to be put on Slayer. And actually the blessing I'm not going to use, since I'm using the Unholy Blessing to not get aggroed by everything in the God Wars dungeon in the Samrock Fortress. But now our Ash Sanctifier gives full XP, so every demon task will be pretty juicy with prayer XP. And we definitely get the final level 0 time from Slayer. But that is all I have for you guys today. We made huge progress in this one, and I think there's easily over 100 hours of progress in this video, but that is because the logout method takes a lot longer in real time than you get in-game time for. I think the average XP rate real time is around 40 to 50k Slayer XP per hour. So yeah, definitely leave a like for that one. But let's look at the stats from the previous episode and the end stats of this one. And that gives us the following levels gained. So we gained a lot of levels, almost 100 total levels gained, and we're already closing in on 2200 total, so we are less than 100 levels away from the max cape. And as you can see, the playtime is still secret. You can expect the playtime reveal at the end of the series when we finally equip our max cape. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching another episode, and thank you so much to all my Patreons. You are all amazing. But I'll be seeing all of you in the next one.